acres in 240 by the Leyland team. A big job by any farmer's standards and an impressive endurance test. The climax of many months of field testing leading up to the announcement of a new range of tractors at the 1969 Royal Smithfield Show in London. The Leyland 344, the 55 horsepower tractor, pulling a Bamford Kverneland's 4-furrow 14-inch plough, an implement normally reserved for larger tractors. The 70 horsepower 384, pulling a 5-furrow version of the same plough, completes the ploughing team. The 25 horsepower Leyland 154 is marking out a nearby field in preparation for the arrival of the ploughing team. Two 12-inch furrows used for this. During the 10 days and nights, good going and bad, fine weather and torrential or is working in a field on a rock outcrop. The spring-back beams really prove their worth in this type of going. Stones proved a major hazard at various times throughout the exercise. West Lothian, Scotland, Monday the 20th of October 1969. Countdown and final checks are being made on the first two production tractors and their ploughs before embarking on the grueling 10 days and nights ahead. The test is aimed at pushing the units to the limit under the hardest farming conditions. Be off. As the president of the local NFU drops his arm, the 344 starts ploughing. The 384 moves across the road to the first of its many fields. Observers and officials of the NFU were to keep a watchful eye on the whole event, as were the farmers who closely watched the quality of the work. A unique feature of the Leyland 344 and 384 is that the standard specification includes a gearbox which provides 10 forward speeds. The right gear for all conditions ensures extra efficiency and more acres ploughed. This, combined with the exceptional traction for which Leyland are renowned, enable the tractors to outperform their power classes. The cattle appeared a little concerned as to where tomorrow's lunch would come from. And on into the first long, dark night. The tractors are fitted with alternators and additional lamps to enable the very high performance achieved during the day to be maintained throughout the night. Long before the first prototype had been built, a market research team had covered the country, finding out what the farmer really wanted in a tractor. Their comments and suggestions are reflected in the Leyland range of tractors today. Back to the ploughing. The constant call for more land keeps the versatile 154 busy marking out more fields. The 154 is fitted with a constant mesh change-on-the-move gearbox, giving 9 forward and 3 reverse gears. During the marathon, the 384 and 344 tractors completed a combined total of 698 engine hours, a remarkable achievement. A 154 and trailer was utilized to enable refueling on the move to be carried out. Except for routine servicing, this was a truly non-stop 240 hours of ploughing. During the initial stages of design, the results of the market research had been analysed, and the new leyland tractors were taking shape on the drawing board. Increased power was the first thing we had to consider after studying the results of our market research. This was necessary so that our tractors would be capable of hauling larger ploughs and heavier equipment. We therefore uprated the engine power available. One model now gives 70 brake horsepower, and the other has been developed to give 55 bhp. This improvement obviously affected a number of design features on the tractors, one of which was the weight distribution. With greater load, it became necessary to lengthen the frame. We did this, but at the same time maintained a short wheelbase. We introduced another feature at this stage, which alleviated the need to unbolt and refix the number plate whenever it was required to fit the front end weights. This takes the form of a sliding number plate bracket, whereby the whole assembly can be pulled forward, clear of the weights, which are then placed behind it. It's a simple task for the driver to undertake. The lengthened frame provides a great deal of extra space in front of the radiator, which enabled us to mount the fuel tank in the front of the tractor with obvious advantages. It's easy to get at for refueling and provides a completely unobstructed airflow to the radiator. Another piece of equipment which we felt should be moved from its usual position was the battery. Batteries need to be kept cool. They should be easily accessible, and we knew the battery to be a very heavy piece of equipment. Where better to put it then than at the front? You can service it readily, you can remove it by dropping the whole platform down, and you have the weight exactly where it's going to help you, at the front end of the tractor. The only possible disadvantage of this position was that fuel might spill onto it, and we have prevented this with a simple cover. When you come to think of it, it couldn't possibly be in a cooler position than here, right at the front of the tractor. The next thing we thought about was the air cleaner. We decided to duct air through the front of the tractor, beneath the bonnet, high up on the inside of the tractor, thus getting clean air, with the intake being completely protected and absolutely clear from any sources of dust and dirt. The air filter itself we have positioned where it can be easily got at. We now fit a cyclonic filter, which is very efficient, with dirt being ejected automatically and continuously. You only have to clean it occasionally, and when you do, it's very simple. You remove it, shake it, and put it back. At longer periods, you have to wash it before putting it back, and that's all there is to it. The final major consideration which we tackled was the driver. He became very hot whenever a cab was fitted. Also, we knew that eventually special safety cabs would have to be introduced and fitted, so we put a bulkhead behind the engine and the driver is duly accommodated. To finish, we have redesigned the body panelling completely with a dropped front to give good vision for the driver. Another day ends, and the tractors plough on into another night. In the early hours, a change of drivers is made on the 344. As with the refueling, this is done on the move. The driver explains to the relief the lie of the land, points out wet patches and gear changes, then leaves it to him. Meanwhile, the 384 is up a gear and moving along with the job. Prototype tractors have been built and are undergoing rigorous testing. Here, the hydraulics are being subjected to loads seldom experienced in practice. Individual components are tested on specially designed rigs. Here, axle deflection is being measured under heavy load. Here, a PTO shaft is twisted to test its strength in torsion. Every component is tested and retested to ensure absolute reliability in service. Here, a tractor is coupled to a dynamometer to check that power output is up to specification throughout the engine speed range. However carefully a machine is designed, tested and built, it must receive regular attention if it is to continue to work efficiently and reliably throughout its long life. Ease of servicing is an important feature of leyland tractors. The dry air cleaner, which automatically discharges dirt, the no-loss cooling system, full-width up and over bonnet, side panels that can be removed without tools, simple greasing, and very accessible front-mounted battery are examples of the way in which routine servicing time has been reduced. When the time comes for a major overhaul, your leyland is out of work for a shorter time and costs you less. The tractor is built up to allow any component to be removed with minimum disturbance to adjoining parts. Engine and clutch can be removed without splitting the tractor, an engine decoke carried out without even removing the bonnet, and the brake discs changed in a matter of minutes. Leaving the field, let us take a look at tractor manufacture at British Leyland's plant at Bathgate. The engine balancer is fitted to a 384 engine. The balancer is also fitted to the 344, making Leyland's the smoothest running tractors in the field. Every engine is given a thorough 80 minutes test before being fitted into a tractor. A comprehensive test procedure checks out all operations of every hydraulic unit before it is passed onto the assembly line. Here, checks for oil pressures, flows, rate of lift and lower, and possible leaks are made, ensuring that every unit is up to spec before assembly. final check is made. Careful inspection is carried out at all stages of assembly. One leyland tractor comes off the end of the production line every 7 minutes. An essential backup to the manufacture of any machine is sales and service. A new leyland tractor training centre has been built at Montage Farm, situated near the factory at Bathgate in Scotland. Here, distributor and dealer staff are given theoretical, practical and field training by specialists. Even towards the end of the 10 days and nights, some drivers were reluctant to leave their seats. Thursday, the 30th of October at 2 p.m, the local NFU president, who 10 days ago started the marathon, signalled the end of the 240 hours of ploughing. In this time, 827 acres were ploughed on 4 farms and 31 fields were covered. The newcomers from Leyland had conclusively proved that they are what the farmer wants: tough, reliable, high-performance tractors.